What's up, H-Town and all around? Welcome to or welcome back to the Dash Dispatch. I am OSG. With me tonight is Dani, Houston's own H-Town sports fangirl. Dash Dispatch is Dash all the time, all the time, all the time. I'm OSG, like I said, but Dani is here with me tonight. How you, Dani? How you doing, Dani?
I am doing good. Thank you, OSG. Happy Monday. I hope you didn't have a terrible day today. How are you?
No, I was looking for the Astros. That's why I was like slowed it down for a little bit. I was looking for oh yeah, we're on off day today. So it's like slow it
Mm-hmm.
down. Danny's available. No wonder. No, I'm just kidding. Man, we're struggling
Trust me,
right now. Tied for the
I was looking for
division.
that.
Oh,
Hmm?
Dani, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Talking Astros for 2 seconds.
The Astros, there was a lot of drama going on today, which we have been Astros fans have been talking about for a little while now, considering how last year went and this year just wasn't a great start. And we lost the two series against our two bottom teams on our division, and so that was not what we wanted at all. And considering we lost 16-3 just the other
Oh
day,
God, yes.
we knew that was going to be just like
Yeah. I mean, I don't
so.
think a lot of us expected us to be in the playoffs to begin with or in contention this season with the way this team was built and who we are and blah, blah, blah. But we're there. Tied for
Barely,
first. I mean,
barely kind of struggling like we did last season, so it's not really a surprise.
yeah, but even wild card, we're in the playoffs too. So division or wild card right now, we're in the playoffs, which is weird. Don't expect to go anywhere, get beat in the first round, but whatever. We'll take the playoff games. Doesn't
We'll
make
take
your
it.
doesn't make your tickets cheaper, but
It doesn't. It makes me
no.
only stressed out even more, but all right.
Volunteer, 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 volunteer. Get your way in the game. All right.
Yeah.
We have a full show for you this week because we have 2 games to talk about, plus some other news to get along with. So, Dani, if you're ready, Laura might hop on later. She's driving home from work. So if she hops on, we'll just say hello. H is up. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till next week to see Laura again. But Linda Ullmark has been called up to the U20 U.S. Women's National Team for the World Cup that is going to take place from September 5th to September 27th, which means we have Linda Ullmark for one more game against Seattle this weekend, which we'll get into later in the show. But as far as the U20 World Cup goes, it's, like I said, September 5th to September 27th. We are in Group D. We will be playing Italy, Japan, and New Zealand in that order. Us on the Dash Dispatch will be following that team, so follow us every week. Follow us on our posts. We'll be sharing them. So you'll be up to date to what Linda Ullmark is doing and what the U.S. Women's National Team is doing. But some little knickknacks, Dani, for you and for some of the listeners as well. U20 World Cup. So they technically don't do rankings. They kind of, like do it by points or whatever, and it's kind of hard. So there's no really rankings. So we play Italy, New Zealand, but in the middle is Japan. Japan, man, they were the 2024 World Cup runner up, and they won in 2018. So very strong team in recency biasy. They missed what was it, 2018 and 24 doesn't make sense no more. But okay, whatever. But North Korea is the current champion, which is everybody saying, who? I say yes. North Korea is the current champion and also the 3-time champion. I think because of North Korea's political status, they're not allowed in FIFA. Is why you maybe not see them. Don't quote me on this. I did not do the fact check on that. But North Korea U20 is a 3-time champion and the current champion. Germany did not qualify, who is also a 3-time champion. That was a big note, by the way. But U20 World Cup coming up really soon. Linda Ullmark leaving the Houston Dash for probably 5 games, maybe more, depending on how much rest she needs when she comes back, depending on how far U.S. advances. But big shout out to her. Good luck. I
Yeah,
hope
good
you
luck.
win it. It's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, she deserves it. Not the tough battle part, but to get called up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we know as we've been following her, she's been doing great on the U20s. I think her
Oh yeah.
very last game she had a hat trick against France, or at least a brace against France. She plays well. She's been playing well. This is a star in the making, as you've seen for the Dash yourselves with your own friggin' eyes. But now
Yeah.
the World Cup, so we're gonna miss her, but we're not gonna miss her because she's gonna be enjoying every moment of her life. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to follow along. Keep up with us. We'll tell you how she does and how the team friggin' does. But,
Yeah.
Danny, last Wednesday night, Houston had a home game versus the Chicago Stars, also known as the Chicago Red Stars, formerly, sorry, I should say, also known as Dash 2.0 or Dash negative
Yeah.
1.0. I don't know if
Yeah.
Ryan Gary's is hurt. She's not available. She wasn't available. Alozia still plays for the Chicago Stars and still starts at the right back. But we did win this one 5-0, and I think it was
That
goals
was
from
a
all.
crazy
Yeah.
game. That
Did
was.
Did you get to witness it in person?
I regret not being there in person. The only reason I missed it, going back to the Astros, was because my dad decided to go to the Astros game with his friend, and I needed to make sure he was
Yep.
okay and taken
Yep.
care of. So I wanted to be there to support my dad at the Astros game. He had a blast, but I really did miss out for the Dash game. I was watching it on my phone or keeping up with the score at least, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. They were getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the number went up and up and up. And I was just so happy. My dad was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dad, it's our women's soccer team. Like, you don't understand."
We all were super happy for the 5-0 win and the goals after goals after goals. Granted, it was Chicago
Literally.
and it was expected. Maybe not the 5-0 win, but the win was expected. In what way were we going to get the win, and how we were going to do it, and how we did it was great. 4
Yeah.
rookie goals, and then Lisa Boateng at the end with her golazo. Raider with 2
Her
goals.
first goal of the season, huh?
Yes,
Wasn't
that's
it?
right. Her first goal of the season as
Yeah.
the FIFA rankings, the FC 27 PlayStation and Xbox rankings come out for all the Dash players. But Lisa Boateng gets her first. Fossey gets one. Ullmark gets one. Raider gets 2. Ivanovic comes in and gets 2 assists late in the game,
Yeah.
and beautiful assist. So breaks into the lineup and just does her thing. Oh my gosh. So your impressions of this game. I know we kind of expected this victory, maybe not a 5-0 victory, but it is Chicago. This is also hindsight to what Chicago did this weekend too. So coming in,
Yeah.
Chicago was a shit show and is a shit show. Mallory Swanson is dangerous as ever and will always be as dangerous as ever. I don't even know.
Mm.
Did she even freaking play in this game? Yeah. No, didn't even play in this game. Oh, yes, she did. Sorry. Didn't play in this game. She was so quiet, she had to double check that she played in this game. But great
Yeah,
5
but just
nothing
I
win.
love watching Swanson play. She's also used to be on the USA team in previous years, and I used to love watching her.
Still there.
And
She's still there.
but
She's
just
still
to
there. Yeah.
oh, I know, but just in like previous years, like I loved her, and then just to kind of see how she is on the Stars in general this year, because they weren't like that always, and now they're bottom. You're just like, well, and especially when we had our like old teammates on there, it hurts too because you still want them to do good ish, not better than like your team, but
Right.
like you still want like the best for them. And so I am sad that they're like last.
Hey, it is okay because it's not us. Right.
It is okay and it's not us.
Yeah.
So yes.
All right. Starting lineup, Lisa Boateng did get to start this time and did play the 90 minutes plus. Leah Klinke and Hammond as a center back got to start with Klinke, not Paige Nilsson. There's going to be a star or an asterisk next to that one here soon. And then the rest of the lineup was pretty simple. Laracy got the start up top after her brace the previous game, so that was kind of expected. Fossey had to come off the bench, which I'm okay with that. Larity is a good player, just needs a little bit more. Fossey comes off the bench. Harper, of course, comes off the bench. Ivanovic, as we mentioned, comes off the bench. Puntigam, for her last time, comes off the bench. And then Kate Harden comes off the bench late for her center midfield. I know you don't have any issues with the substitutions, maybe. Not sorry, I shouldn't say I don't know. I do know. I don't know if you have any problem with the substitutions, but thank you, friggin' Lord, no halftime subs.
Yeah, we all know you hate subs in general, but especially those halftime ones.
The halftime ones is the ones I friggin' hate and I can't stand. These ones he
Well,
waited till
those in like the last 5 minutes.
yeah, this one he waited till 61 and he made 3 good subs. I mean, Raider came off, Larcy came off, Kiki came off, but Ivanovic, Fossey, and Harper came on. So you're like, okay, all right, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with those subs. Sorry. The stats as far as we did have 5,200 people that did show up on a Wednesday night. So credit to those people that did show up. I
Oh,
did give
wow.
the tickets away. I can't verify if the tickets were used. I did ask the person to take a picture and tag us. I didn't say take a selfie. I did say take a picture. So that means take a picture that you're inside the stadium and tag us. Let us know you were there. But maybe they didn't go at the last second and decided not to tell us. But whatever. So we'll check at the end of the season to see if it was worth getting season tickets to give away to everybody every week and to people who don't listen to the show. Maybe we're just gonna have to make it. If you listen to the show, that's the only way you get the tickets. You have to listen to the show for the reason why to ask for them, but we'll see. Anyways. All right. I think I vented enough, right?
So I was also like the no one asked part. I know it at the end, but staying with Chicago right now, I was reading about it, and this was the largest margin that we've had since 2022 against Orlando Pride. So I thought that was really interesting to know that it took us only 4 years to do that again.
Only 4 years with the sarcasm, making the only capitalized. What was the score against Orlando in 2022?
Oh, I didn't even double check
Yeah,
that
it was
because I still
before
didn't believe.
Barbara Banda and all the rest of them, but
I still didn't believe that. In my eyes, I'm like, let me just jot this down for the hell of it. But I'm like, I almost
shit,
didn't say it.
shit happens,
But
and shit happens everywhere.
yeah, shit happens everywhere.
Right, it happens everywhere. So, all right, y'all. I think we got 5-0 over Chicago. Before we leave out, I was happy with the performance and the way we played and the way the team took the opportunities to score the goals. Again, it was against Chicago, and Chicago made it look friggin' easy, which is why I'm not happy. And this segment's about to end real quick. Dani, anything else you want to say before we move on from the 5-0 win in Chicago in the short segment? Because we have hindsight.
No, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. All right, so let's go to good news then. Let's go to friggin' good news. Yeah, I say good news and then I lead off. Sarah Puntigam will not be with the team no longer until she's ready to come back for good friggin' reason. Her wife is ready to have her baby, and it is time for Sarah to be with her wife and witness that moment, have fun with that moment. Sarah will obviously be back sooner than later. She will spend the time that she needs. We won't question it. This team will build and make a run for the playoffs, and she'll come back when we need her. But otherwise, deal with your baby girl, deal with your wife, have a great time. Let's do it. We have another one, though, Dani, before you
I
comment.
know.
We have another one, Malia Berkeley. We mentioned the absence, you always think, all right, well, this player's leaving. She hasn't been playing. She hasn't been playing much at all. She's on the way out. That's why the excuse absence is on her instead of injured. Well, no. Malia Berkeley announces she's having a baby girl as well. So Malia Berkeley is pregnant. She's going on leave for a long time now. A long, long time. Still doesn't answer the question why she hasn't been playing. Unless you've said it and you're just sitting on the bench but you don't come in for 5 minutes every game and play if you know you're pregnant. She just found out she's pregnant. happy sauce, happy sauce, happy sauce, happy sauce is all I can say.
Which is
So
Which is so cute that they're both having girls, because I know just the other season when all the players were pregnant, they all had boys. So
yeah,
now it's like a season of baby girls.
right. We got
And
to
so,
continue the dash in the future, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ryan Gary's in here no more, so her boy maybe not want to be a Dynamo player no more. He might want to be something else. So
Hey, you never know.
yeah, Cappy's boy, still here, still good, and
Hmm.
Katie Lynn's boy, that Dynamo right there. All right, so we'll see. We will see, but that's the good news from the week. The really good news. I know the 5-0 was a good news, but it's that was 16th place Chicago,
Hey,
by the way.
we'll take it. We'll take it. We won 5-0. We got 3 points on the board, all right?
Yeah, we were excited until we weren't excited. Which brings us to
I
the
know.
1-0 loss at Bay FC in San
Yeah, that
Francisco.
one hurt.
Granted, the last time we played them, this was a friggin' back-to-back, take 3 steps, turn around and shoot each other, and they kept shooting each other at the same time until the 91st minute when Linda Ullmark scored the game winner. We won 1-0. Both teams, they have the absolute best keeper of the league who's going to get the best keeper award. Half Jane Campbell for saves as well, too, during this game. Jane Campbell was leading the saves. We don't like that stat, by the way. We do not like that stat. We don't want our keeper to have the most saves. We love that she can make the saves, but she had the most saves. She was passed up during this game. Granted, that means the Dash were taking a lot of shots and taking a lot of good shots. That means they were on target. But Jesus, Stinkowitz or Silkowitz, oh my God, she just was the beast. And that's why she's the best keeper right now in the NWSL and just
Yeah.
did not let nothing go. Danny, how did you see this game? What were your opinions of this game before we get into a little more details?
I don't know. I guess like the 1-0 doesn't hurt as bad, but considering that Bay is not like ranked as we are, like that kind of hurts. I feel like we should have also beat them. Maybe 1-0 should have been the opposite, but it could have also been worse. It could have been 0-2 or 0-3. Instead, like we kept it 0-1. So like Jane did her job and our defense kind of helped, and so it sucks, but we're not ranked badly. We're kind of catching up as far as our numbers go. So
Definitely winnable game versus 15th ranked Bay FC. We had 60% possession on the road against the Bay FC. They did have an XG of 1.50. They did score that goal. We had a 1.99. So we should have scored 2 goals. We had 15 shots. Nine
mhm.
of those were on target. And 9 of those were good shots. So
Yeah,
like I said, Stinkowitz doesn't stink. Stilkowitz stopped anything and everything. They had 17 shots themselves and 7 on target. Jane Campbell also had a great game and was making stops. Oh, Jesus Christ. The one that got in, Jane Campbell had it covered, but no, they missed. Hit the post
yeah,
and it falls right to an attacker who's making that run and hits the goal. And me not doing my due diligence did not go back and review the replay of that goal. I was so mad. And then I heard Fabrice say, "Hey, we need to go watch the video and see who wasn't trailing and what happened while that person was open." Bob,
mhm,
I was like, damn it, I want to go see now myself. I did not go see before this show, but just an unfortunate event. Hits the post and it falls to a forward. They score, they win 1-0. And that's all it is. The game was back and forth. You did really feel very, 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 very positive. 6 times positive. If you are a Houston
yeah,
Dash fan, I was very confident that entire game and just was like disappointed how we have not scored. And then when we got down
yeah.
to it and then gave up that goal in the 87th, and then it was just like, oh, God, Jesus.
No
Well,
time to come back.
no,
I hate when that
no, there's
happens.
always
Like,
time for the Dash to come back. We just couldn't this time.
oh no, we gotta get warmed up, and after you see a goal scored, they don't. I don't know. I feel like they were already kind of tired with the last few minutes of the game. I don't see that a lot with the Dash.
And that's how we're used to with the Dash. They're fighters to the end, and they did keep trying. They did keep trying, but their keeper was just unstoppable tonight. And friggin' Bay, Jesus, friggin' Bay, Jesus We talked
Yeah.
about the points that we need to get to maintain this run. A win would have put us above the playoff mark. So close.
Mhm.
Mm. So we'll have to push. We'll have to push for another week. All
No,
right.
that's upsetting. When you're like that close, when you're that close,
Yeah.
and you just miss it.
Yeah. Now we have to wait, and we're still on the road, So, all right.
It's on the
Anything
road.
else you want to say about that game before we move on to the roundup?
Nope.
I do. Fabrice. Yeah. Look. Yeah. Look. Yeah.
Oh
Look. You know what I'm talking about, Danny?
yes. Why did he not have anything else to say besides that? Was he just broken? Was he also like in shock of like what was going on?
I felt he was being defensive before the questions were even asked.
Yeah.
And his immediate response was, yeah, look, and then what's next came out of it. So what we're referring to, if you go listen to the press conference that we post on Foxtrot TV every time, Fabrice answered every question with, yeah, look, yeah, look, yeah, look. And I impressed it as a defensive or as Danny said, didn't know what to say, didn't know how to respond to it. Disappointed in the performance. It was lackluster. We're you know, the fans are trying to believe you had this 5-0 win against Chicago and then you come out and fail against Bay when you're trying
Yeah.
to show the fans that, hey, we are on the right track. And then you turn around and you do this number 5-0 win to a 1-0 loss. Come on, man. So that's what it is. So yeah, look, look, Fabrice. Just I I talked about you at the beginning of the season because you answer the questions when the questions are asked in the press conference. You answer the questions and you give actual answers. Stick to that. Stick to that model, man. Just don't stay away. Don't stray away from it. I know the press conferences are quick and some of the questions, but just focus, brother. Focus. We believe in you and you're setting us up for the future. So keep it up, brother. Keep it up. I'll do more if I can. But all right. Danny, NWSL Roundup. I'm going to run through this one real quick so we can move on. We're going to keep these people short this week, it looks like, even though I said this was going to be a big show.
I know it's
NWSL,
gonna be a big show too.
yeah, I don't know. We don't want to get deep into it this week because it's kind of the same shit, different.
It is.
Said, to be honest,
It,
all right, TBH, SSTD, TBH, or TBH,
it,
SSTD, yeah, LOL,
it,
LDL. I'm going to stop right now. STFU. All right. No, I'm kidding. I got to do the roundup now. All right. So, roundup. All right. So, we also played on Wednesday. As we played on Wednesday night against Chicago, Racing played Seattle, who is our next opponent on this Sunday. And Racing won 2-1. Emma Sears got her brace, 7 goals, 5 assists on the season. Emma Sears having a good year. So, of course, by that name, definitely going to have a good year. All right, move on to Friday night. San Diego beat Utah 4-2. Trinity Byers. Oh my God, I love her so much. Only because I'm a Longhorn. She was a Longhorn. She played for the Longhorns, and I was so happy that she made it into the NWSL. Her rookie season, she really didn't get to do anything with San Diego. She's now having a friggin' breakout year. She's 8 goals and 2 assists. Both those assists came in this game right here. Hook 'em horns, Trinity Byers. Let's go, girl. All right, but San Diego won 4-2 against Utah. All right, anyways. Tanaka for Utah, though. Tanaka, we mentioned Utah in previous shows. We always got to mention the ballers, the ballers. Tanaka, 8 goals and 4 assists with her brace in this game. She scored the 2 goals for Utah to keep them in this game, even though it was late and out of hand. KC in Seattle, the Chewinga sisters, sorry. Chawinga has not returned to KC. I call it Chewinga sisters because they need to get her sister on the team now. I don't even know where the sister is, to tell you the truth. I should look that up and should know that, by the way. But Chewinga is not with KC yet. KC played Seattle, our next opponent, and tied them 1-1. So Seattle tied a game and lost the game this week prior to playing us. Seattle, their defense is friggin', I guess, it's going to be like Bay. They're not very good, but they don't give up goals. They had 24 shots against in this game and only one goal. One goal against. So Seattle's going to be tough, even though the Dash are tough too with the defense. Hence why we only lost 1-0. Could have won 1-0. Could have won 3-1, but whatever. So Seattle's going to be tough, but they show that they allow you to get into their box or get near their box and shoot. So come on. Come on, Fabrice. Let's go to Seattle and let's get this. North Carolina 2-1 versus Boston. This game went back and forth. It was 1-0 going into the 92nd minute. Boston scored in the 92nd to tie this game. And then North Carolina won in the 98th minute. Crazy. North Carolina again winning in extra time. Ashley Sanchez. Ashley Sanchez. Ashley Sanchez. The Golden Boot leader right now with 13 goals and 3 assists. So keep an eye on her, Ashley Sanchez. So, Portland, Denver, 1-0. Sophia Wilson scores again, wins the game, 10th goal, 2 assists in her season this year. Welcome back to the league. And then, as we mentioned, Chicago earlier with the big-ass upset. Chicago 3-2 over Louisville. These teams traded goals 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Mallory Swanson with a goal and assist in this game. And our Dash superstar, former superstar Michelle Lozier got an assist in this game as well, too. Mallory Swanson. Wow, whatever. Good for you, Lozier, coming back from WAPCON. But also, Washington at home lost to Orlando 1-0. Angel City and Gotham was 0-0. Angelina Anderson with a PK stop in the 87th minute to save that game for Angel City. And then right after that, too, as well, there was another great save that she made as the game was closing down. So there is the NWSL Roundup. Here we go. There we are. Those are the games. Did you get to see any highlights or any of the goals from this weekend, Dani?
No, but looking at the numbers, I'm kind of with Seattle Rain, like you mentioned. They lost one game and then tied the other one.
Yes.
Did we say?
Yes.
I'm hopeful playing against them because they're the top 8. They're the 8th, and they're only a few points. I think they're only 2 points ahead of us.
Right. So a win against
so
them can put us above. But
yeah, so I'm hoping that they'll kind of be tired, and maybe we can come back and win against them on the road and get 3 points. Because right now we're tied with 26, and
they played 2 games this week. We played 2 games this week as well.
so we'll be able to, yeah. So I'm just hoping that they'll be more tired.
Well, right, because they have less of a bench. And they were on the road to KC, so they're traveling back home.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on the road too, so we got to travel as well. They were on the road both weeks, but they don't have a good as well. Sorry, they scored 14 points on the road and 14 points at home right now this season. They're equal road and home. But when you look at the standings, as far as teams playing at home, Seattle's going to drop down below further than they are at away. So that gives us potential, but you were just at Bay.
Yeah.
And you're like, But if we can perform well and get the opportunity to take that many shots, like 24 shots that Seattle gave up last week, their keeper's not as spectacular as Silkowitz.
Yeah.
It's another winnable game and a must-need win game.
Possible winnable game, yes.
Yeah, possible. Yes, a possible. Yeah,
that'll be like another Bay game, like where we should have won that and we didn't. So hopefully we can win this game and actually win it.
As you mentioned, Seattle's in 8th and Houston's in 10th. 28 for Seattle, 26 for Houston. Angel City with their tied moved into 26 points tied with us as well. So, we're playing.
And I will say, good for Angel. Good for Angel for keeping Gotham 0-0. That's not easy. Gotham now is number 1, and Angel's 9th, so they're not far from getting top 8. But good for them.
And Gotham's still without a coach, they have an interim coach, and missing some players. Danny, I wanna ask you this. You're a woman. Oh, Esther, yes, you are. Yes, you definitely are. I don't know what that man was thinking about at the Texans game. Why he was trying to touch your legs. At least he had pants on, so
Oh my
you're you're
god,
safe.
that
Yeah,
is
no one asked, and I just did.
no one asked. Okay, so I had a few responses to that, and some people were like, "Well, did you ask him to move?" And some people were like, a lot of the guys were like, "What the fuck's wrong with him?" Because I guess they know they shouldn't just man spread and like take up room. And a lot of people, I guess, people don't understand that your chair is your boundaries, and his knee was like
Yeah,
past my boundary. So
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, bro? And luckily, I was only leaving like shortly after all of that, so I didn't want to create a big chaos, especially for a preseason game. But I was trying to like woman spread for him to get the fucking message of like, move your leg.
That's when you
I
need
hate
the
when
fart
people do
spray with
that.
you. You just, hey, close your legs, bitch. You stink.
Right. Like, you don't need to breathe. Chill. Like, oh my gosh. Yes. So don't do that, okay? And I know
Yeah.
I post several things on my story about like mannerisms around like around stadiums about people and their feet over the seat and now with the leg and other mannerism things and it's just proper etiquette. I shouldn't have to tell him to fucking move his leg. Like that's just proper etiquette, you know? And I'm petite, but that doesn't mean you can have my space. I paid for my seat and my boundaries.
You hear
So
this, Houston Texans? A little petite girl and a little petite man next to her couldn't sit in two seats next to each other without their legs touching. Granted, this man was like 7'11" and was spreading them out. Those seats are
yeah,
small. There's not that enough space. When you
it's
build a new
small.
stadium, can y'all give us a little bit more room? Granted, if I stand up and like get pushed a little forward, I'm falling 14 fucking stories too because you put us above the person in front of us, but damn, man, I'm sharing the seat with the person next to me. This poor
Exactly.
girl. Uh,
It's rude and it was gross. I don't know you. I don't want you to touch me. I already hate people sometimes as it is. So like stay in your own bubble and stay out of mine. And
didn't
so if you're
offer you
listening, stay in
popcorn
your
or
seat
anything.
boundaries. Huh?
Didn't offer you popcorn or anything.
Nothing. At least give me a drink first. Like take me on a date, but don't just like take over my
Uh,
seat. I don't know
Look at her
you.
first. Shit.
No, that was very annoying. That was very cringed. Thank you for pointing that out.
It's all
Stay in your
right, my
seat
bad.
boundaries.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn it. Can I teleport to that seat real quick? I'll give that man a lap dance. He'll get up and leave real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will take money in exchange for that, but like
All right. Where were we? All right. Well, yeah.
I think we are going to. Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah. We talked about the standings. We're at Seattle next. You kind
Mm-hmm.
of you kind of mentioned it already. An expected win on the road. We are playing on the road. What are we going to do? It's Linda Ullmark's last game with us before she takes off to the World Cup. Sarah Puntigam is out. Sophie Smith has been hurt. We don't know if she will be available. We've been begging. As we started begging for her to be like a starter, she picks up an injury and now
I know.
disappears. Leah Berkeley, who does not get playing time anyways, is now on leave. Duljan is disappeared. It doesn't matter. I don't know. We keep mentioning her. But, you know, I I don't, all right, let's do this. Leah Klinke and Natalie Hammond have been both the center back starters. You can't question, you can't argue Leah Klinke. But Natalie Hammond has just came in this season and
Mm-hmm.
really hasn't got much playing time, but recently now, all of a sudden, has been getting playing time and got 2 starts. And Paige Nielsen is going back to the bench. Before Natalie Hammond, Paige Nielsen was splitting time with Malia Berkeley. And I'm like, what is going on? So I want to ask you one. Natalie Hammond is obviously doing the work in practice to prove herself to Paris and getting the job. Has she proven herself in the game in your vision? And then is Paige falling off and maybe we just haven't noticed it and you have or something?
Don't you talk about Nielsen like that.
I think that's right.
I think.
So I'm kind of asking for Breeze. Is Paige falling off and
Okay.
nobody's noticed it but you? Yeah. I
Because I think she can still play. I think Hammond can be a good sub though, because she has fire and she's been proving us when she does get her minutes that she can hang.
Well, she's been the starter the last two games with Klinky in the middle, and Paige has been on the bench
Mm-hmm.
both games. With Botan got Wednesday, Chappie got Saturday or Sunday, and then of course Patterson's getting the other side for both games as well. So it looks like Fabrice is going with the Hammond and Klinky middle, and Paige is not tall, granted, and we need a tall defender to defend headers and defend crosses and all that good stuff. So that could be a lot to do with it, but at the same time, Paige could play on the outside. And I'm like, well, I I still see Paige higher than Chappie, even though
Yeah,
Chappie's
I
been
like
doing a great
her.
job. I even
No, I
rate
think
Boateng over Chappie as well. Even and all three of them are doing a great job. So I don't know who you
yeah.
rate, but Paige should probably still be getting more time. So I don't know what you do there. So I don't know what my question is, but are you surprised? Is there indifference or what's going on? How do you see
No,
that
I think
situation with Hammond and Nielsen?
I think it's pretty good. I think from get go, Fabrice has mentioned that he wants to do what he's doing with the veterans and the rookies, and so kind of give them both their time and needing him when he needs to in certain time frames and positions and whatnot. So I'm not totally upset with that. I've never seen him take out a player and be like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you keep him in longer the whole game?" Or
Yeah,
nothing
look.
major like that.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. He hasn't not done that.
You
Oh,
know?
well, but there are things that bring up questions with Fabrice this year. Amina Eke came here for like 5 games and then just disappeared. Like, what the hell were we even bringing her here for? Other
No,
players,
that's true.
Zoe Matthews, we shipped off. Rebecca, we brought in and shipped off, and
Yeah.
we'll never see those players again. And Zoe's playing, starting, not starting, but getting minutes for Orlando now in the NWSL. Rebecca is still across in Spain, that's where she belongs. She's doing great. She's starting as a center back too. But like some of these players we brought in for a reason that we didn't even utilize them and got rid of them. And like, what? So
Yeah,
what?
that's what I understand. That I'm kind of confused about.
That tells me that maybe sometimes that Angela and Fabrice aren't on the same page, but Angela still allows Fabrice the final decision when it comes to putting who on where on the field. So why the hell did you not include him on who you're bringing in? Well, is
Yeah.
where we'll generalize that. So that's what that is right there. But I don't know, man. That loss was super disappointing, though. I'm
That
hoping we can
one
make it up against
zero,
Seattle. Yeah.
which it sucks because it's not like we lost 5-0. It's just we lost only 1-0. But it does hurt because you're so close to just make it 1-1 and at least get 1 point.
Well,
Or
you
just
and you're
not make it
supposed to
happen
be
at
like
all.
up so easily too. Like you were defending well. Like so
Yeah.
frustrating when we're sitting here and talking about it, and then you watch it against Chicago do so well, and you're like, okay, that's positive. I know it's Chicago. There's so
Yeah.
many positives.
Especially
That
because we're taking our points back. Like I know against in the beginning of the season we were fourth, but we were like 14th for a little while there, and then 13th,
yeah,
and like slowly moving up, and now we're 10th. But you're right. If we had won against Bay, we easily could have been even more. So it was just yeah. So you're like, why
not
didn't
to
you just get
score,
the point? Yeah,
not to score either. Too like, damn it,
not to score. Yeah,
yeah, so freaking annoying. But oh well, Danny, we're 38 minutes in. 39 minutes in. Sorry, we're 39 minutes in. We're a little short than an hour this week. We kind of ran through it real quick. We gave you all the
we
information
did.
that went into the NWSL Roundup. We know we were at in the standings. We don't like repeating ourselves. That's probably why it went a little quicker than usual. But Danny, do you have anything else, like any other no one's asked, or just anything else you want to get off your chest and let people know about?
No, I'm trying to think. I think we covered my sports drama.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Okay, I
yeah.
will
Yeah.
say.
Here it is.
Don't be a bully. I hate bullies, okay? Don't be a bully when it comes to sports either, all right? You can talk a little trash talk to the opposing teams, but don't talk shit to like our own people in the stadium. I was in Astros game and someone was just being so rude to the ball boy who I know personally, and he was just being such a dick, this grown ass man to a guy three times younger his age kind of thing. Just don't be rude. It was so unnecessary.
To the ball boy
I don't
that
care
was
if you're
like on
younger
the
or not.
field?
Well, yeah, so like the ball boy's in the corner, right? He gets the files and stuff, and this
Right.
grown man wanted a ball like 3 times his age. And was like, "You piece of shit, give me a fucking ball," saying all these cuss words. So finally, I had enough, and I'm like, "Yo, like sit the fuck down." And okay, it was just a few minutes of like, "Don't be a bully, you're a grown ass man," but like that's
I would have told the kid,
embarrassing.
is like, tell that dude to sit his fat ass down. He ain't getting no ball from me tonight.
Well, and the thing was, I talked to him afterwards, not the grown man, but I was like, supposedly he had already gotten a ball earlier in the game, so I was like, then why was he bitching? Just don't be a bully, all right? Like
I would
that
have
stuff just
thrown the
makes me so
ball at him.
upset. Yeah, you're ruining the vibe for everybody else, and I'm not like one of those people. Oh, don't cuss because there's kids around. No, fuck them kids because I'm gonna cuss. But like, don't be a dick to like your own people.
Right.
You know?
First of all, you're at a baseball game. You're going to hear cursing. You're going to hear shit that you don't want to hear. So if you don't want to hear that,
Yeah.
don't bring your kid to begin with. But yeah, that dude's a dick. Don't. Why you're asking for a foul ball that's completely worthless? Why are you getting your dick so hard for that fucking foul ball to begin with? The first off,
Exactly. So don't bring that energy. Yeah. So don't bring that energy to our dash game, especially because it's already an environment that we need more fans, and we don't need fans causing havoc. So
and you
don't bring
probably
that
were
to our dash
drinking
game.
Bud Light. You probably weren't even drunk. You were just stupid.
He was drinking water, right?
Yeah, you fucking retard. Retard is like I like to call him. Retard.
Uh-uh.
Todd. His name was
Let's
probably
let's not
Todd.
let's not say the R word. But yes, he's
No,
very
I
stupid.
spell it Todd. His name was Todd, right? Todd.
Yes, Todd.
It has
His name was Todd.
nothing to do with the other stuff. But yeah, Todd.
Okay.
Stop it, Todd.
Yeah.
You are retard. But all right.
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
my little personal segment, OHG mileage tracker. My car made it to 70,000. Finally.
Whoa.
Yeah, 6 years into it, 4.5 years later.
Now, okay,
Laura
guys, on that
Gómez,
note,
Laura
we're
with the news
leaving.
Hi guys, sorry for joining late. Thank you for accepting me in the middle of the podcast.
in the middle.
I just got home and I sat down. Or more in the middle, in the beginning, I don't know.
In the end. But you know that Laura, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. I do have a few things that I do need to ask you. Dani, we were about to wrap up and Laura did pop in at the perfect friggin' timing. Because
Perfect timing.
we ran through this show tonight because it's SSDD, LMAO, same shit, different day, laughing my ass off. What else? What were the other acronyms we used?
All of them.
All of them. So
We made up some. We don't even know.
yeah, we ran through the games pretty quick because Chicago, we were happy 5-0, did
Yes.
well. We knew we were playing Chicago though, so not all expected. It was great. And then we go to Bay and then we turn around and we score 0. We did have a good game. We did have a lot of potential, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's
So,
what I
Laura,
hear. Blah,
real
blah,
quick,
blah.
I'll ask you, what were your two opinions first starting with the Chicago 5-0 win and then going on to the 1-0 loss against Bay? And then I have a couple questions for you, and I'm sure Dani has a couple questions too.
Okay, so let's run through this quickly. First game against Chicago, I was, surprised by the amount of goals, but not that the Dash could beat them, right? I think that's something that we all agree on. So I was happy. I was surprised in the amount of goals, not that they won. I mean, the team that they're playing against is in the spot that they're at, right? So I honestly think that the Dash is better than the team, the Chicago team. Unfortunately, things are what they are. So that was a good game. I think that it was a good moment to get those goals in because at the end of the season, it might end up, counting hairs and the goal difference might make a huge difference for the team to make it to the playoffs or not. So I was happy to see that game. Not surprised that they won, surprised of the amount of goals. So yeah, the second one, like you said, OSG, You know, that's kind of like my opinion. I'm like,
We're swinging.
that's
We're
kind of like
swinging.
that's kind of like the summary, you know. That's it. That's it. That's pretty much my opinion for that game.
Well,
Yeah.
Fabrice had a different phrase. What was it, Dani?
Well, right?
No. Fabrice was. Oh yeah, yeah. Look, yeah. Look,
Oh,
yeah. Look. In the press conference, every question that was asked, he answered, "Yeah, look, yeah, look," and then
Well, it's the brain trying to think of what to say. It's kind of like one of those, one of
not
those
with
words that you
Fabrice,
use.
not with Fabrice. Fabrice answers the questions and answers the questions good. I think this one, Dani had her own opinion, and mine was he felt defensive before the question was even asked to begin
Oh,
with.
for sure.
Yeah,
For
and so
sure.
like that was why he was in that mood and that mode. Yeah, look, so he was probably
But that's why he
pissed.
used that word because his brain
Yeah,
was trying to think of it like to stay
yeah,
calm and answer
yeah.
properly.
Yeah. So
You know?
unfortunately, so
Yeah,
that's
look.
why we're
Mhm.
yeah, right. You look, yeah, look.
Yeah, look.
all right. We need to stop saying it before it gets stuck in my head. And
I
every other
know.
word I'm going to say is, yeah, look.
That's so funny, yeah, because that might happen to me too.
Danny, I'll just remind
Yeah.
you, some man was touching your leg before the end of the show, and you'll forget what we were talking about. You'll have to go back and listen, Laura, because no one asked
Well,
twice.
whatever it is, that's not appropriate and I'm against it.
Exactly. Thank you.
What I don't need to hear anything, OSG. If it's not a touch you wanted, it's an inappropriate touch, period.
Thank you. Stay in your seat boundaries.
Yeah, it was at a Texans game. A man was 7-11 at a Texans game, and the seats aren't very big in the Texans. Yes, right there, right there. Like the seats are
I
like
don't
this,
care. I
and this
do
man
not
was like
care.
this.
They still need to
No, like,
respect.
yeah, so he was
You better
just
shrink
spreading his
yourself in
leg.
those chairs.
Yeah, his leg was in my seat boundary, and it was so freaking rude. So I was giving a lesson to everyone to respect your seat boundaries.
Yeah. If not, then pay a whole row.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Like,
she caught the pick too.
no one needs to spread that much.
All right, hey, right. No one needs to spread that much. I mean, yoga. All right, but Laura, in the
It's a
show
different
we
setting.
different, right, yes, a different setting. All right. So, Laura, earlier in the show, we started off with Linda Ullmark has been called up to the U20 World Cup. This was very expecting. She's been a starter for the U.S. women's national team at the U20 setting. She is being called up. The game against Seattle this Sunday will be her last game with the Dash as she moves on to the World Cup that's taking place from September 5th to September 27th. The U.S. women's national team is playing Italy, Japan, and New Zealand. Japan is a team that is the runner-up in the last World Cup, and then two World Cups before that won it, actually. So they don't do rankings for the U20. So it's but anyway, Linda Ullmark getting called up to the World Cup. We're going to follow that team and follow her in every moment. We're also going to be scouting the World Cup and seeing
Okay.
what kind of players
Okay.
Angela are going to be looking for that are coming out of college and that are not signed and professionals yet. But Linda Ullmark getting called up to the. I wanted to see what you thought about that and see what your opinion was of Linda Ullmark being called up to the World Cup U20 in Poland, by the way, I should have mentioned.
There you go. I think it's always a great idea when players have the opportunity to represent their country. I think it's a living experience because you get to know different styles of the different countries. And when you play international, whether they're friendlies or they're, full-blown cups, it gives the player that opportunity to mature. And even though they're considered rookies because of their age or like when they're going into the NWSL, like it still gives them that extra push perhaps than other players that haven't had the opportunity to play internationally. So I'm always all for it. I think that it's a great learning experience and maturing also as a player.
I love it. I hope, she's going to be listening for probably September 27th is when the World Cup ends. Hopefully she's making it all the way to the end of that. And then obviously she's going to need some time to rest and relax before she comes back. So maybe we see her for the last three
Yeah.
games. Hopefully they are playoff making games to put us into the playoffs. So hope to see Linda Ullmark back. Also in other exciting pink news is obviously we know about Sarah Puntigam, but she is now taking her official leave because her wife is due. at any moment or pretty soon. So she's taking
Congrats.
her leave of absence to spend her time with her baby girl, who is about to be born. And at the same time, Malia Berkeley just finally announced what her excused absence is all about. She is pregnant with a baby girl, so she will be out for another year, and that mentions why she is not getting playing time, because she is pregnant and very happy. So we now have two more. As me and Danny talked about earlier, we went through three boys last year or the last 2 years, and now we are with two girls, and we're
Yeah.
bringing the Dash family up a little bit. But here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Depth Sophie Smith is hurt and still hurt. We don't know if she's going to be available, but we're losing our depth that we were relying on in this season. But first, those two girls making their announcements. Proud moments.
I mean, for sure. Congrats. I think that it's a wonderful thing. And I think that the Dash specifically has done a great job in kind of making these athletes, these women feel comfortable enough to grow their families or start their families, which I think is something that a lot of women have had problems with in the past. Like, a lot of women have felt like they had to wait until they were retired and they were in their 40s, and that made it more difficult and had to put their body through more things. So it's refreshing to see that the Dash, has put these programs in place that make the players feel
Mhm.
comfortable enough to plan their families when they want to, and not necessarily just say, well, I can't do this because I'll be out of a job, or I'll be, not looked at the same and things like that. So I think that it really does help the entire women's game to feel that they're protected, and that it's okay to start the family when they feel is the right time.
And the credit that our Dash medical staff has been getting with all these pregnancies that the Dash have been going through gives those women more reason to, like, hey, yes, I do feel more comfortable doing this and doing this now with the team I'm on. And I appreciate it, because you're doing it in the middle of your professional career, your job,
Yeah.
and you know how much time you're going to miss, and you don't know if you're going to be able to return from it. You are seeing
Mm-hmm.
plenty of women returning right now to the game. Sophie Wilson, among others, Alyssa Chapman on our own team. The
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Gary's did it. Of course, Ryan Gary's was a lot younger, but there's just women doing it left and right. And now that the medical field is the way it is, you can come back if you're taking care of yourself, and you're
Mm-hmm.
allowing your staff to take care of you. So I love it. I'm gonna miss Malia Berkeley, even though she had not been getting minutes with us. I asked her for I missed my number 10, and she said we do too. I should have said, when are we gonna see our number 10, and got a different answer from her. Maybe she could have
Yeah.
leaked it at that time, and we could have told everybody. But no, she kicked. I don't even know what it was, but she kicked something, and it bursted into pink. So
Oh yeah, like the gender reveal.
yeah. So go check out the Dash socials, and you'll see it. But Danny, I know we've had a good show, a long show. We missed Laura for the majority of the show, but from what we talked about in the show, was there anything that you were curious about as much as we talked about that you wanted to hear Laura's opinion about? Because I know there was a couple things, but we did not go through much because, as we said, was SSTD this week.
Yeah, we kind of just rambled on.
Yeah,
Same old, same old.
yeah,
That's funny. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Laura. There
Yeah.
wasn't that much because it was as
It
expected
wouldn't
in
have been
Chicago.
different. Yeah, it
No.
wouldn't have been different if I would have been on since the beginning. So.
Oh, yes. One other question, because Danny, you were with us last week. Laura, you were not. But we did ask this question, and we are getting, remember, hey, we are getting a lot of fan interaction on the YouTube, on Foxtrot
Mm-hmm.
TV. And I've been going and doing the best I can to responding to y'all and talking to y'all. I'm going to do more detailed responding instead of responding to y'all here. But y'all, Laura, Danny, please go check out the comments. Anybody else that's listening, go check out the
Yes.
comments. There's some comments going on. This is not a live show, so the comments are after the show. We'll talk. We got opinions. We want to hear your opinions, and maybe one day you'll come on the show and join us. What?
Yeah.
There was a lot going on, Laura. We have so many rookies. We have a rookie coach per se that's 2 years into this situation, and I asked Danny last week, because it was a question they did come up with one of our listeners. I obviously a listener, one of our commenters on YouTube, is Fabrice the coach to coach these rookies, involve them into the situation that makes them a better player, and improve the dash in the situation with her? Obviously, the whole overall. Is Fabrice the right coach to coach these rookies and put them to the next level before we have to go to our next coach?
I mean, I kind of answered a similar question maybe like 2 episodes ago. I think we kind of talked about how in the beginning, I honestly did wish that we had a more experienced NWSL head coach for the one that would have came in. But, and not to talk bad on Fabrice, is just something that if they ask you, what you would wanted, that was my answer. And there's evidence of that, so I can't lie to his face and say no, that's not what I said, because it is, and I stand by it. Having him here, I do think that he's very strategic. I think that he could be a coach that creates those players and helps them mature and helps them grow. Is 2 years enough to do that? I don't think so. Do we have 2 more years as the Dash fan base, 2 more years to see the results? I don't know, because we've had years before that we're still waiting. So we've been on reload for 10 years. And I think that the fan base is kind of anxious to see quick, speedy results. So it's unfortunate to say that, but it's just a reality of what the Dash is really living in. To have that, if it was a new team, perhaps I would say for sure 4 years, and people have to understand because the team's new to the city, but that's not our case. So my answers have to be based on what's our history. And when I say our, like the Dash history, what's the history of the results and the history of not getting the team where the fan base wants it to see or the reporters want it to see. So, I do think that he does have the capability to do that. Is it the time for the Dash to rely another 2 years at minimum, another 2 years to see results of those rookies? I don't know. Is it something that the fans are willing to bet, their season tickets on for the rest of the 2 years? As how are you going to guarantee that after 2 years we're going to win the NWSL championship? What kind of guarantees that? So it's kind of like, again, kind of tossing the coin up in the air and saying, yeah, we're going to go through it 2 more years and see what happens, because we believe in the work that Fabrice is doing. Or, after this, is it, it's time to move on and find somebody that can, do what they need to do with the players that they have now, which is a very hard decision, and I'm not the one making it. So what I say is jibber jabber at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, no, that's true too. And Fabrice is a rookie coach, coaching rookies. This is his second year, but this is his first job. So we did ask the question, and we do say yes, we do think he can help these rookies evolve. There is more to come. This team is so young, and you have so
Yeah.
much talent. If you coach them correctly, you can build a team. And that's coming from a person that actually has coached before, and you can see what you have in your girls, and they suck. And then you change things and you make tactics and tactical changes, and then all of a sudden this team is different. And now all of a sudden they're friggin' awesome and they're just superstars. But you knew they were there. You knew what you had, and that's why sometimes I question the moves that Fabrice makes, playing Chappie as
Yeah.
many minutes as he plays and other minutes. But you have to trust what he sees and what he's but believe. But at the same time, he is a rookie. Can he get us to that point? Selvin brought it up and said we should fire Fabrice if we don't make the playoffs this season. We shut him down quick. By the way, we shut him down quick. He wasn't on the show and said that, but we brought it up. And a commenter on YouTube brought it up too. They're like, no, hold up. Someone brought it up, so we just wanted to shut it down. But we do mention what some of us other do mention if it does get brought up. But it's nowhere near that time. I want to see what Angela can do in the off season and to help improve this team. I would like to see us finish in a good note to finish this season.
Yeah.
See what we can
Yeah,
bring
but
in.
the only good note, OSG, to interrupt you, the only good note is to make it to the playoffs. Because if
Yeah, but
not, like it's gonna be under fire. It's gonna be a lot of pressure next season if they don't make it to the playoffs this season.
Right, next season. So he's not gone whether we don't make the playoffs or not. He's not gone. He'll still be here next season. And then every game to start the season will be his hot seat. You've added these players, whatever Angelo brings in. We saw the potential from last season, but we're disappointed in the final result. Now's your opportunity, Fabrice. Now's your opportunity. Get it and go at it and do it. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Personal segment, Laura, with the news, do you have anything that you want to spit off real quick?
I do. I know that in my social media, I've been very vocal about the earthquake that Colombia went through. I did some investigating, and I have 5 different places that you guys can donate. I've vetted them, and I've shared it. They're pinned to my social media on Instagram. You can either I'm doing like a recollection through my personal banking because I know sometimes when you try to send to other countries it's hard. But if you feel you don't know me, I understand. It's easier for you to send your own way and do it yourself. I would appreciate any donations. I've had people send me like their screenshot that they donated themselves, and honestly, every dollar, every penny really counts. So it's just there. If you guys want to take a look at it. If you have questions, let me know and I can guide you through it. And the people that do donate directly to me, I send screenshots letting them know that I am sending the money and how much was received, and very transparent, just to make it easier to get that money to the families and the people that really do need it, that are their lives. A lot of them lost everything, if not family members as well, working locations, homes, and it's been a lot.
Thank you for sharing that. As she said, check out her bio. You'll be able to see the links. You'll be able to follow. You'll be able to donate if you choose to, and then send a picture to her, like you said, and just let her know. And and thank you for sharing. Man, it's crazy how many earthquakes have just been going on across the world. So
Well, yeah,
recently,
Peru had one, I think, like yesterday. Peru.
yesterday,
And
and
then
then
Japan had one.
Indonesia or
Yeah,
the
Indonesia
Philippines.
too
One
as
one
well.
of two, yeah, and then obviously before that,
Indonesia, yeah.
yeah, Venezuela, and then so like it's
Yeah.
just crazy how many earthquakes are going on. That's what we see,
Mhm.
natural disasters, and it's crazy. So
Yeah.
help when you can, and just Jesus,
Yes.
I don't like watching it. I don't like watching it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But
It's hard.
Danny, I go to you. Any final words you want to say before we let these people go? We're at 62 minutes. We did good for a second,
Yeah,
but Laura
good,
popped
yeah.
in and we had some more to talk about, which is great. So we gave the people a little extra. We thought we teased them. Psych, you're still here. But Danny, anything you want to say before we let the people go? Tell us where they can find you. When are you volunteering? Are you working?
This weekend, I only have the Dynamo games and the block party for the Dynamo season ticket holders. So that has my full attention this weekend.
Ooh.
Besides that, I hope everyone's safe out there. No fighting. Don't be bullies. Stay in your seat space.
Stay in your leg space.
Stay in your leg space.
Yes.
Hashtag.
So
Thankfully, he was wearing jeans, Danny, so it wasn't skin to skin. I know that makes it worse, right? So you weren't here for the whole story, or you didn't, or maybe you didn't even see the photo. She posted a photo.
I posted a photo.
The dude was in her seat, or the
Yeah, he was pretty much sitting in my lap.
I don't mean to
yes.
discriminate against the jeans. The person was in her seat. I couldn't tell if it was a dude.
No, it was a dude.
All right.
I mean, it's like either way, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, Laura, anything you want to say to the people or anything else you want to say before we get out of here? No. All right, good thing. Hey, we're going to see y'all next week. We play Seattle on Sunday next weekend, so we will see y'all Monday night. Recording will be out on Tuesday at Dynamic Foxtrot on all platforms, Fox.tv on YouTube. Keep the comments coming on YouTube. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm going to comment. Girls, check in on those comments. I want to see y'all's opinion too on those comments. And hey, check out Fox on the Box. Selbin's been doing a great job writing the articles after every game. So whether you win, lose, or draw, go check out the article. It's a 2-minute read, so it doesn't take a lot out of your life. Pretend like there's a newspaper at your front door. Go check it out the next morning. That's what's up. Danny, Houston H-Town Sports Girl, Laura with the news, Laura Gómez with the news. Those are the girls. That's what's up. We'll see y'all next week. This is the Dash Dispatch. Fox.tv.
Bye.
Peace.